Yeah, I've seen stuff work.
Hey, just remember, Tony. Hey, listen, remember, man, it's only a limited supply, so don't use it all up in one spot.
And you know what? What's sad about that?
Hey, how's it going, Steve?
What's sad about that is we have to keep that locked up at work in a cabinet.
I bet you do, man. That's fucking crazy.
And they steal stuff.
Oh man, what a time to be alive.
Hey, before we get into it, we gotta watch this video here real quick.
All right, let's do it.
Especially for you. Out of work pirate to me, but
Wait a minute. Let me restart it so it's a
I'm not sure about Chuckles. He looks like an out of work pirate to me, but
I think he's gonna knock himself out before the match starts.
the little George Daniel still action there.
Look.
Oh, that's awesome. Chuckle.
You know who Chuckles reminds me of a little bit? Chuckles reminds me a little bit of your tag team partner on Afternoon Blitz, Jay.
My tag.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jay.
You're probably right. If Jay was a pro wrestler, that would be Jay.
I think that would be Jay. They got a similar look.
Yeah, I think I got a little bit better hairline, but yeah, absolutely.
Tony Dynamite had to come back out, really?
Hey, I think I got a little bit better hairline than Chuckles over there, but
You got a lot better hairline, Chuckles.
No,
but I think I could give Chuckles a run for his money.
Dad said that live Saturday night. I said we gotta play. So I gotta make a clip of that, play it for Jay.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. No. Hey, listen. I appreciate game recognizes game. I can see the resemblance myself. So hey, touche. It is what it is. But yeah, man, it's been crazy, guys. All day today has just been absolutely crazy. The only thing I'm kind of curious about, as much as I've been trying to look for, I know that the trade has gone through, but I still even haven't seen it on ESPN where they've announced that the trade has gone through yet. So I thought that was interesting. I figured they'd have a big news thing about it already.
On which trade?
No, I was, looking at ESPN and a few others. I'm surprised I haven't seen anything, referencing Aaron Rodgers to the Jets or anything. But we all know it's happened. But it's just I thought there would be something out by now on it.
I think Rodgers is waiting until the morning and he's going to put it out. Honestly, I think what he's going to do is going to piss everybody off. He's on McAfee show every Tuesday afternoon.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
And it ain't going to surprise me if he don't announce it on McAfee show tomorrow.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, McAfee's like his all boy. The big media companies off because McAfee's on. He's independent. He's not with no big media company. He's his own.
No, he's his own deal. Because he's big enough that he can get his own follow. McAfee don't need anybody out there promoting him. He's got a big enough name on his own now at this point. That's like Stephen A. Stephen A. He don't really need anybody either.
I was thinking about that a little bit earlier. I was like, I bet you he's going to announce it tomorrow on McAfee's show.
But that would make sense. Because that is kind of what he does, right? So, hey, Pat McAfee's loving it because that's going to boost up his ratings.
We had Nate says my Broncos are making moves. Yeah.
Broncos have made a few moves, to be honest.
How's it going, Steve?
Did you see that where John Morant enters counseling program in Florida? I don't know about you guys, but I kind of imagine it's something like this. Ja goes in there for the first counseling session. He sits down. He's looking at the counselor. They're locking eyes. They're talking back and forth. I have a feeling he's got a little plastic toy Fisher-Price gun in his waistband with his hand on it, brandishing it to the counselor. And the counselor says to him, now, Ja, we're not going to do that here.
Ja?
T. Morant's not here. Your buddies aren't here. I just want to get to know the inner Ja. What does little Ja think when he goes on Instagram flashing a gun? What goes through Ja's mind at that point? And I got to think, Ja's probably looking at him thinking like, I don't know, man. Damn, they said it was a good idea. I spent all this money on it. Why not show it off? I'm just saying. I can only imagine seriously what that first counseling session would look like. Gonzo, if you were the counselor and John Morant comes into your office for the first session, you already know the back history on it. What are you going to tell the boy right up front?
You need to surround yourself with some different fucking people.
That's true to a certain point. But
well, and when I say that, he needs to find an older guy that he can trust that can kind of teach him. Because if his dad ain't teaching him, somebody has to teach him. And some of it's on him as well.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong. It's on him as well.
I know
but
people say it's his dad. And
I'm not saying it's all. I'm not saying it's his dad.
People say people hang out with. At a certain point, it comes down to you.
Of course, it does.
Yeah, I mean.
How's it going, Glenn?
Well, my question is, what the hell you got to go to Florida to go to?
That was my.
I mean, they don't have that in Memphis. If I'm the damn Grizzlies, I'm probably paying for that crap.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you, Glenn. You know how you know? Because there's no way in hell he's gonna go to a metal detector with the real thing. That's how you know it's plastic. I mean, now let's be honest.
Hey, they can make some.
But but I agree with you, Tony. It does come down to him. But a couple of things I know and I don't want to say that he's weak-minded, but people who are easily influenced. Let's put it that way. People who are easily influenced are people who maybe have insecurities about themselves that want to, gain popularity, whatever. They tend to do crazy things. And I think that's kind of where Ja is. I think Ja's got, number one, he's got the wrong group of people. His dad obviously is not setting the example. And I think Ja just maybe either A, he likes the attention, or B, he just succumbs to peer pressure and tries to fit in. Either way, it still does ultimately come down to him looking in the mirror saying, I'm a fucking idiot.
Well, he could have a screw loose. I mean, just because you got talent don't mean that you're all there.
No, absolutely. And I think the first thing I do as a counselor is I sit him down with a board with shapes in it, and I give him a bunch of little symbols, and I say, okay, Ja, where does the circle go? Where does the triangle go?
Go ahead, play operation.
And then we graduate from that mode, and then we start going to pictures. And you say, Ja, I'm going to hold up a series of cards. And then you're either going to say yes or no, is if it's appropriate. And then the first card is going to be a picture of him on Instagram.
Hey, at what stage of this do you get the operation board game out and see if he can get all the bones out without buzzing?
Now, see, that's where it goes fucked up.
That's true, because I sucked at that game, man. I sucked at that. I hated that game.
You know, I personally think that whoever invented that game was an asshole. Because some of those damn pieces, when they come out, there are like microscopic space that if you don't have it just so, that bitch is going off no matter what.
Hey, there's a game. That game as a little kid. I thought I had Parkinson's because I never could. I was always shaking shit. It give me all kinds of issues because I never could get the damn thing out.
Frankie said USA kicking ass 12-1.
Heck with USA.
And then he says we hate Canada.
Heck with USA.
Hey, down here in Georgia.
Hey, my Mexican brothers.
Real quick to Frankie talking about, USA kicking the crap out of Canada. Down here at the local HEB that we have over here in Georgia, they are giving free Canadian bacon away if the U.S. wins. So I'll be down there tomorrow getting about 8 pounds of Canadian bacon.
Yeah. Jay, my Mexican brothers kicked USA's ass last night. So that's all that matters.
Yeah, I know. And had the USA won, I kind of got a free tostada up the street. So I'm still a little pissed off.
Taco Bell give them free tacos?
Oh, no. Tacos are okay, but I'm a tostada kind of guy. I like the tostada with a nice homemade green salsa.
Yep, I agree.
It's just the way I roll, and I told the lady the other day, I walked in, me and the wife were at a restaurant down there in South Carolina, and we rolled up in there, and, she gives us a plate of chips and some salsa, and the chips were on point. The salsa was on point. I looked at my wife and I said, you know what? This may be the day that I actually get some good homemade Mexican food. And then the fajitas came out, and they were dry and rubbery, And then the tortillas were like store-bought from HEB. And I say, you know what? You were good at the beginning, and just like my wife, you were terrible at the end. I don't understand. I'm kidding. She's asleep. She'll never see this show. We're good.
I was gonna say she's gonna be asleep or not there with it too.
No, but it's crazy. He said, "Ooh, you don't want that nasty ass Canadian bacon taste like." You know, Canadian bacon does have a funky taste to it. I ain't gonna lie to you. It really does. I don't like it's kind of like turkey bacon. I don't like turkey bacon either. I don't know how many people out there like turkey bacon, but I'm not one of them.
How the hell we get on turkey bacon?
I don't know.
Oh, y'all like turkey bacon?
I'm breaky for this shit. Turkey bacon.
Well, did you see Frankie's other comment?
Oh, I didn't. Ew, you don't. Well, he said bacon tastes like rubber and the women smell like wet beaver. So Jesus. Well, you know what? Honestly, that's interesting because I wonder how much Canadian beaver he's actually smelled.
Oh God,
That's true.
Here we go.
I mean, he does live in New York, so I guess Canada's not that far.
That's true.
I just want to know how many people know what wet beaver smells like. Have you ever personally smelled a wet beaver? I don't know. A wet possum, possibly. Wet beaver? I don't know. That's pretty hard to find.
Who do you think's who you think's done the best so far in free agency in the NFL after day one today?
Oh man. Again, I'm going to go with Chicago, man. They done brought in two great linebackers, Trey Edmonds from Buffalo. That other dude, TJ, what's his face? I can't remember his last name right off the end. I don't know, man. Again, I've never smelt wet beer. So I guess you smelt wet. Have you smelt my beard to know that? I know. Is there a Frankie hiding up underneath it? I don't know. It's just weird. It's weird stuff. But no, back to serious sports though. I look, Chicago's done a good job, man. They worked a little bit on that offensive line. They brought in DJ Moore. I don't know. Again, they got a crap ton of draft picks. I mean, they got a lot to work with. A lot to work with.
Let me ask you, think Carolina screwed up?
I don't know, because sometimes you got to give up a lot to get something. And so I mean, they're going to probably most likely. I think C.J. Stroud is looking like to be the number one pick. So I don't know. It all depends on how well C.J. performs in the NFL to know whether or not they messed up or not. Right? They gave up the farm, and I don't know. I mean, only time will tell. Honestly,
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not happy necessarily with what the coach are doing, but I'm also glad that they didn't give up the farm. I don't think any of them quarterbacks are worth the farm. And that could prove out to be wrong. Stroud may turn out to be, in 10 years, one of the greatest ever played. But I'm glad they didn't give up the farm.
And that's the thing, though, right? I mean, at this point now for Carolina, they have no other choice, truthfully, other than to build in the latter rounds of the draft, which are possibles. I call them – it's like spades. You know how you got a possible in your deck? I got 4 in a possible. So Carolina's got a lot of possibles in the draft, and then they're going to have to build through free agency. I mean – and that's going to require a lot. I think it's going to be harder to build through free agency than anything else. And truthfully, that now they got rid of DJ Moore. They have no wide receiver to throw the ball to. So now they're going to have to hope in the second round, maybe they can pull something out of their ass in the draft and get something there. Because it's like, I don't know if you look, like I said earlier, Tony, the free agent pool for wide receivers is slim pickings. You got maybe Jacoby Meyer, you know. So it's going to be slim. It's going to be really super slim. So the best they can maybe do is take some other draft picks and I hate to say it, but trade for for Hopkins, maybe try to get Hopkins over to give CJ somebody to throw the ball to. But in all honesty, I think their best bet is just to try to wait to the second round and hopefully that one of those wide receivers fall to. Because in the first round, I don't see any really true wide receivers going in that first round. Maybe in the latter half, but I think there's going to be a plethora. I love that word, a plethora of wide receivers in that second round to choose from.
I think there'll be a couple going in the first round. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, I think 2.
Probably, I agree with you. Probably later though in the first round. Probably not. You think one will go in the top 20?
I think Addison and Najoba, I think that's how you say his name. I think what's his name calls him JSN. JSN and Addison are projected to go second round, early second round. I don't know where Carolina is drafting in the second, but they're projected to go early second round. I mean, the one thing for Carolina is they still do have a fairly decent defense, and they do have a good running back in Deontay Foreman. So wide receivers, clearly a big-time need for them. Tight end is a big-time need for them. And probably defensive help would be a big need for them.
And Frankie said the Bears. I agree. I like you guys. I do like what the Bears have done. I do like Dad said, I know he really likes what the Broncos are doing.
The offensive line.
I think they've done good with getting the offensive line.
Like I said,
I think the 49ers have done good too, getting that defensive tackle they got from the Eagles. I can't think of his name right off the top of my head now. They picked him up. I thought that was a good move.
And that's the thing too is, I thought it was interesting that the Saints, number one, were able to get Winston back under a restructured deal. I thought that was – and I think now they can go ahead and cut Andy Dalton and save whatever cap they can from there. And then you got – and I'll tell you right now, the Raiders' asses got saved by Jimmy G. Jimmy G literally reached down and saved the Raiders' season because they had nobody. They got rid of everybody. They had no quarterbacks on that damn team.
The only thing is, though, they better get somebody because he's not known – I love Jimmy G. He's a winner, but he's not known for staying healthy.
Oh, I know. And they gave him, 3 years and around $65 million for a guy that, like you said earlier, you don't know if he can stay healthy or not. So, yeah, they're going to have to grab somebody else. Who do you grab? They had opportunity. They could have grabbed – I hate to say it because I don't like the guy, but maybe you go grab – they could have grabbed Darnold from Carolina and put him in there as a backup to Jimmy G. I'm not saying it's the best option, but it's probably a cap-friendly option, which I thought was interesting now because now Darnold is over there in San Francisco.
But I do think it was a good move by the Raiders to get Garoppolo because if he can stay healthy, he'll help them, and he know. But I just still don't trust Josh McDaniels. I mean, I think the head coach was the bigger problem. I don't think their problem last season, losing the close games and stuff, was all Derek Carr's fault. I think it was more the head coach. So,
of course, I'm right there with you. I don't think it was all Carr's fault either. Look, this guy, and that's what's so it just blows my damn mind. This is the same guy who was in the playoffs last year. He was in the playoffs last year.
Yes. Jay, is Garoppolo an upgrade over Carr?
I don't think so.
Hell
I like
no.
Garoppolo, but I don't think he's an upgrade.
No. He again, when I look at Garoppolo, in my mind, he's a gap fill. Garoppolo is a gap fill. And they really paid a lot of money for an injured gap fill quarterback. Carr is not a gap fill. Carr is a legit starter in the league. Look, the guy's been in the Carr.
It didn't make a whole lot of sense. You got rid of Carr and you're bringing in.
Where does the Raiders draft?
Less. At the very best, you could say maybe a.
I think the Raiders are drafting around 7-ish, somewhere around. Like they're definitely in the top 10, but at the lower of the top 10.
Did they take a quarterback?
God, I mean, I think if I was the Raiders, I'm not taking a quarterback in the first. If I'm the Raiders, I'm going to wait and take a quarterback in the second because there'll be plenty of quarterbacks available in the second. You got Max Duggan available most likely. You'll have Stetson Bennett. Maybe you'll still have Hendon Hooker. We know Hendon Hooker is probably going to go. Well, obviously Hendon Hooker will go in the second. So there's like 3 or 4 quarterbacks, that will go in that second round that you can pick up and stick behind Garoppolo. Truth be, known, and you'll get him at a reasonable deal too. So,
Jay, what would you think if the Colts moved back and took Hooker?
At this point, if you look, I tell you right now, if you don't believe that Richardson can be the next Jalen Hurts, because I know we talked about that on the afternoon show. If you don't believe that you can develop Richardson into being the next Jalen Hurts, and if you're not 100% sold on Levis, then I think you probably should look at offensive linemen because you'll have a damn good opportunity at 3 or 4 top offensive linemen in the draft. I think Skronsky out of Northwestern would be a beautiful pickup for you guys since you struggle with that offensive line.
Before. Hey, we've used a top 5 pick on offensive lineman before.
And I think you need to. I think you continue to need to.
And I think done and got Nelson.
Yeah.
Well, what's one thing that hurts in Philadelphia and that coach had at Philadelphia this year? They had a really good offensive line and a really good
wide receivers.
Yeah,
and they had a damn good tight end, and they had a good. Hell, the damn Eagles had everything.
Well, they had a really good deep. They were really strong on both up fronts. Really strong up front defense, really strong up front offense. And I mean that's. I would think of the way that because the coach says he wants to run the football. He wants to be a running team first. That's what he's claiming.
You can't, hey, Tony, but you and I both know if that is the case, which I believe so. I don't think you have a stud running back like Jonathan Taylor in your backfield and you don't want to run the ball. That to me, that's idiotic. But you all know that you can't run the ball if there ain't no damn holes available. Well, you can't get a hole and let you draft offensive lineman to give you the hole, which is, again, why I think Skronsky is probably your best bet at number 4. I promise you, you will get Skronsky at number 4. That's a given. I guarantee you, because we already know that the Carolina's going to go QB, Houston's going to go QB, Cardinals are going to go defense, and then that leaves you with Skronsky, probably the top offensive tackle in the draft, right there in the palm of your hand at 4. And I mean, and I don't understand that because look, let's be honest, guys. Jonathan Taylor ain't going to run forever. You know what I'm saying? He's in his mid-20s. Running backs don't live. They don't have long lifespans. They don't. As a matter of fact, they probably had the shortest lifespan of all the positional players out there. And so you're only going to have Jonathan Taylor for so long. So you might, if you really want to run the ball, you better take that top offensive tackle. That better be your number 1 priority because, like Gonzo said earlier, you got 2 high-powered quarterbacks coming out in next year's draft. So even if you fuck it up and just screw the pooch over this year, you got a great shot at Caleb Williams and or May out of Duke, honestly. And you got a good offensive line, or you've been drafting your offensive line.
Me and Chris talked about this earlier. I know people are going to think I'm crazy, and I'm not saying I wanted to do this necessarily. But if the coach would have had the strong offensive line this year that would have played well, how many games do you think they could have won even with the quarterback they had? I think they could have won 8, 9, 10 games.
I think so.
Line let them down. So what if they decided, hey, we're going to bring Ryan back. We're going to draft it. We're going to draft Hooker. We're going to draft Dugan, whatever we're going to draft. And we're going to build an offensive line. We're going to get us some offensive weapons, and we're going to build. If things go wrong, we'll go after the quarterback next year.
Yeah, I think at the very beginning of the season, you guys were poised to be. I don't think you're ever going to get the top of that division because, quite honestly, I think in your division, Jacksonville is just the top dog. Jacksonville, especially getting Calvin Ridley back or getting them into the fold, they're even more dangerous. So I think Jacksonville is right there at the top, but I do think that the Colts could put up a good team and get that number 2 spot, and I think they should secure a wild card spot. You know, depending on how well they draft and how well they play, at best I think they could get a wild card out of it. You know, so. But again, if you get the only downside to getting the wild card is if you didn't draft a quarterback this year and you try to get a quarterback next year, then getting the wild card kind of screws you out of the opportunity unless you give draft picks and you try to slide up in the draft. So at some point, Tony, I think you're going to have to give away the farm a little bit if you want to get that franchise quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And just remember, Tony, just because you got draft picks, those 4 draft picks could all be mediocre, medium, okay, but maybe you don't get any super stud athletes out of it. But if you get a chance at Caleb Williams, he's going to be a stud in the NFL.
I like Caleb Williams a lot. So
I wouldn't have a problem. Let's say if we have the 5th pick next year and we want to give up picks to move up number 1,
right?
Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with that. I just didn't feel like the quarterbacks this year were worth giving up that much for.
Right. Yeah, no, this year I think you're doing the right thing by not giving up the farm. I really do. But I think come next year, if you have a positional shot at a guy like Williams, I think you got to go in. You got to go all in on that.
I got to dress.
Yeah, next year because Williams and Drake May, I think, are both going to be real I think are both going to be better prospects coming out than what you have this year.
I got to address
Oh,
something.
absolutely.
It's killing me. Here, I got to address something here. It's killing me. I know I shouldn't address it, but I want to any damn way.
What are you addressing?
You got Dockage. Listen, I'll tell you, there's some really good creams on the open market that can help you with that.
Here, hold on a second. I'm going to have a stroke.
But you got to put it on after the shower. Don't put it on before the shower.
I saw his face when he saw the comments, so I was trying to move on past it.
What I want to know, Damon, Jimmy and Carr are both backup quarterbacks. How many damn starting quarterbacks are in the fucking league then? We only have 10? I mean, where's all these great damn quarterbacks?
First time I heard Tony curse on a podcast. Usually he says it for the comment.
You missed it the other day. But I mean, I know I'm not saying that Carr's maybe he's not top 10, but what would you say, Carr? Carr's top 15?
Oh, he's definitely top 15. Truthfully speaking, I think I don't know, man. I think actively in the league, I think Carr could possibly be. I think he could be top 10. Tony, that's not an out of the box statement.
If it had been up to me, and probably.
I tell you what, hold on. Let's put this to the test real quick. Let's just real quick. All right, we know for a fact Mahomes is number one right now. So let's just go ahead and put Mahomes at number one. We're gonna go probably Jalen Hurts, and this is in no numerical order. I'm going through 10. So because you can make the argument for Burrow or Allen or whatever. But so let's say you go Hurts at number 2. You got Burrow at 3, and then you got Allen. Let's say Allen at 4, and then who would you put at number 5? Maybe Herbert. You gonna put Herbert in there?
Yeah, he's definitely in top 10, so that's fine.
So you got Herbert in there. Who else we got in the league? If I look around in my division, I think I got only Hurts in there.
I still have Rodgers in there.
Okay, we'll put Rodgers in there. I don't think Tua's in there. Or I'm looking at that division. So we got Tua, we got Rodgers, we got Allen's already in there. Rodgers is already in there. I think that's
Lamar.
That division.
Lamar. Huh? I'd put Lamar in there.
All right. Well, I hate Lamar, but I'm gonna give you that one. We'll go Lamar. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay,
6.
wait a minute.
That's only 7. That's only 7. Who else we're looking at?
Derek Carr.
Okay, just a second. Just by passing stats this year, Carr was 14th. Now remember, he missed 2 or 3 games too at the end of the season.
He missed like the last part of the season.
Yeah, he had 3,500 yards, the 35-22 this year. Just passing yards.
All right, well, hey, for shits and giggles, even though he hasn't played in a while, we'll even throw Watson in there. So that's Cleveland's quarterback. Who else we got?
Carr was ahead of Daniel Jones, who just got, what, $40 million a year?
Derek Carr.
I'll even throw Seattle's. No, I'm not throwing Matt Stafford in there. Hell with that. I'm not throwing. Do you want to throw Stafford in there? If you want to throw him, we'll put him in there. If you want to throw Goff, what are we going to do with Goff? Do we put Goff in there?
I'd put Stafford.
Okay.
Goff played pretty good last year.
Let me ask something. Did Damian like Jalen Hurts? Jalen Hurts had 3,700 yards passing this year. Carr had 3,500 yards passing this year. 200 yards less passing, and missed game. They may have missed about the same amount of games because I know Hurts missed a couple too at the end of the year.
Frankie said Stafford. Glenn said Dak.
Dak was
laughing my ass off.
Dak missed some games though, but Dak was
all right. Listen,
I'm
gonna ask you one question. I'm gonna ask, and Frankie, whoever's out there, y'all put it in the comments as well. Who y'all think? It's one decision at this point. Who do you think was better, or who do you think is in the top 10? Is Carr in the top 10, or is Goff in the top 10? It's just that simple at this point.
That's if you go by this year alone, you gotta give it over Goff. If you go by the last few years, I'd give it to Carr. What do you think?
No, let's go over the last few years. Let's give it over the last few years.
You go the last few years, I'd give it to.
I'd go with Carr myself.
Because honestly, if we're gonna give it to Rodgers based on his past and his historic rise, then we got to do Carr the same way. And if we got to do Matthew Stafford the same way too, because Matthew
Well,
Stafford, you know, whatever.
honestly, we could take Deshaun Watson out and put golf and
That and I'm okay with that. If you want to do that, that's fine. My point of being is this.
to me, Carson right there at the top.
He's right at the very end of the top 10. I'm going to tell you right now. All the quarterbacks we just listed, Carr and there is right at number 10. So if you don't think that Carr is top 10, you're a freaking moron. That's just all there is to it. He's top 10.
Well, I know he's top 15 at least. And
no, Tony. We're not talking 15. He's legitimately top 10.
My argument is he's saying he's a backup.
That's because Damian is a backup in life.
Son of a bitch.
I mean,
seriously. Hey, he was even a backup when he was born.
32.
Damian was a backup when he was born. Okay, let's go.
And if you didn't have to worry about Jimmy staying healthy, he's a starting quarterback. I mean, what's his record? 40 something in 19 or 17 as a starter.
40 and 17.
I mean,
oh no, I'm not. Hey, I don't know how. I'm not sure, Frankie, who you're addressing when you talk about the backup of him, because I don't know who said that or not. I said Jimmy is a backup.
Damian said that.
To a quarterback.
No, Damian said that. He said that.
Damian said, "Oh
he
shit."
said both Garoppolo and Carr were backups, in his opinion.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, I think it goes by credibility at that point. You said Carr is a bum. Billy Buzz, you take that back, sir.
Billy?
Or he said Damian was that kid that was always picked last in gym.
No. I don't even think he took Jim. I think he took Art. He took Art.
Oh, right.
Jesus, man, what a time to be alive, man. No, if you think Carr's not top 10, you need to revamp your thought process.
Let me ask you, straight up, same contract, because they're about the same contracts. What Dak got right now and what Carr's got right now, they're similar quarterbacks, similar contracts, ain't they?
No, I think Carr got the better contract over Dak. Dak, I think. Yeah, I think. I mean, he definitely got the better of the guarantee. I think he got 150 million. I think 100 million of it was guaranteed. I want to say Dak. I think he got. I think Dak got about 160 million, if I'm not mistaken. So you might be looking at about but I don't know how many years. I forgot the years number. I think Carr got less years.
Yeah. So which would you rather have, Jay? Seriously,
Carr.
He didn't hesitate. He's like, move.
No, for real. I look at Carr, and the reason why I'm telling you that is I think Dak is a gifted, athletic guy. The problem with Dak is he has terrible decision making, and he turns over the ball way too damn much. That's the problem with Dak. If Dak could learn to read the defenses better and not turn the damn ball over so much, then I think that would elevate his game. But he has terrible decision making. And it's been seen several times. Man, what's old Glenn over there talking about?
He's got weak ankles.
That's funny. Hey, listen. He may being a Cowboy, be in his head too much. You
think? Well, the pressure man got to him, son.
You know, I don't know, man. I think Dak has always kind of had an issue with reading the defenses. If you want to say that, that's fine. When I look at Dak, I don't see that. I see Dak just having fundamental defense reading issues. And I think that's why he's got 15 picks. I think he had 12 or 13. I mean, the last 2 years, he's just been, turnover prone like there's no tomorrow.
Well, I got a question. Do you think, though, for a guy like Dak who came in, he wasn't drafted. Where was he drafted at? 4th, 5th round, something like that?
Fourth
round.
Dak was drafted in the 4th.
So he comes in, he plays well, and then gets his big contract. Gets a lot of money. Do you think that can affect a guy? I mean, I've been totally serious.
No, absolutely. No, that's a legit question. I think a lot of people.
I gotta do this. I gotta do that. I mean, I'm just wondering, can that affect a guy's play? Because he was playing a lot better before he got paid.
Well, yeah. I mean, because you get the bag, and then I think you're thinking, okay, I still got to play better if I want to get beyond this bag to the next bag. And I mean, we've seen a lot of people get paid big time contracts that didn't live up to it. The NFL, baseball, basketball, in every sport that, when these guys get paid, most of the time they live up, but there are a lot of instances where they don't.
Billy's not a fan of Dax either. He's a Cowboys fan.
He's a Cowboy fan.
Who's that? Billy Buzz?
Yeah. He said Dak will never win you guys the big game.
And that's true. I think we've seen that plenty. I mean, I think we saw it with Romo. We saw it with Dak. Because anybody before Romo doesn't really matter. Quincy Carter, all that bullshit.
Carter at 21.
Jesus Christ. He's got more Mariota ahead of Carr.
Okay, at this point, I think Damien's just being sarcastic. I don't even think Damien believes that.
He's got Lamar 18th.
And again, it is. And you know what?
He's got Mac Jones ahead. He's got Mike White ahead of him. Mike White's played 2 freaking games. I think we should ban him from the freaking network.
I wish I could, but we can't do that. Because if I do that, then it's going to be called racism. But I think Gonzo could do it. I think Gonzo could do it by way of his last name.
He's another Mexican, ban him. I'm just teasing. Hey, he's entitled to his opinion. I don't agree. I think his opinion. No. You got to have some accountability for the comments that come out your mouth. That's why I had to put him in timeout. I wish the timeouts were longer than 5 minutes, though. You put me in a permanent timeout.
That was by accident. It was only supposed to be a 5-minute. Yeah, Chad Hutchinson. Oh my God. I mean, the Cowboys, the problem with the Cowboys, and I kind of even wondered this, Tony, to be truthfully honest with you, the problem I think with the Cowboys and quarterbacks is, and it pretty much ended with Troy Aikman, is after that, they really did not know how to develop their talent. I think Kellen Moore didn't know how to develop the talent, and he had Romo and he had Dak. So I think a lot of it comes down to player development and play calling. And I think that's what's really hurt Dallas is the development of their players and the play calling, more so than Romo and Dak themselves. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a 50-50, right? 50% execution, but then you got to look at the development and the play calling as the other 50%, right? Frankie, you shut your damn mouth. Shut your mouth. If we should go get Mariota, you should go get Carson Wentz.
Hey, I heard the Colts were looking at Mariota.
Oh, wouldn't that? How funny would that be?
It wouldn't be very funny at all, Jay.
I really would.
No, not necessarily. Now, again, I want you to try to understand the thought process here. You got 2 ways of going. If you play like shit, you'll get a good quarterback in next year's draft, and you can come back even stronger.
If we're going to hold on.
If you play well, if you play well, but you don't get a championship, you get bupkis, and you're stuck in the purgatory forever.
Just start Ellinger, who's already on your roster.
Now you're understanding my thought process.
And see what you have in what you have in him. He's a young
guy.
I get it.
Hey, look, I'm down. I'm there. I'm with you.
I'd rather do that than bring in somebody like Mariota.
No, I got a question because and you would know a lot more than me because I'm a Colts fan, so I don't follow Dallas like you do.
I'll take Carson as a third string.
Frankie said it's hard to take over from Roma when there's been so many changes. Has there been a lot of head coaches changes and offensive coordinator changes?
No. I don't know. I don't understand why he's saying that because offensive coordinator, head coach. How many years do you think we ran with Wade Phillips? How many years do you think we ran with Jason Garrett? How many years do you think we're going to ride with probably Mike McCarthy?
I didn't think they had a lot of changes.
Well, now Derek Carr went
Derek Carr. A lot of times I agree with Frankie, but this is one that I don't agree with Frankie on. I think if anything, Dallas has run too long with their head coach, and they run too long with their offensive coordinator. and things of that nature. If anything, it goes too long.
Billy Buzz, what do you think about that? You think they've had too many quarterbacks? I mean, too many coaches changes?
I mean, Dax only had one head coaching change because he had Jason Garrett and then
he's had the same offensive coordinator his entire career with Dallas. And yes, he I think he played a smidgen with Garrett, and then he rolled right into Mike McCarthy. No, but I think at this point, a lot of this is strategy. A lot of it's strategy, right? Because you got to think, okay, look, the Colts are at a level right now where you're down the middle of the road, right? You're not completely shit. You're not completely shit, but you're not completely great either. You're kind of like down that lower road, right?
He just now realized that you really blocked Damien for 5 minutes.
Your dad? Yeah. Oh, yeah, I block his ass all the time, man. I mean, you can only say so much stupid shit.
He usually comes back on a different account.
He'll be back. He'll be back. He's like that. He's like that sandfly you never can catch, but that fucker don't go away.
Damien about to give Stat Guy a stroke today.
Oh yeah,
I thought Stat Guy was gonna have a stroke.
Oh, did Stat Guy? He gets too bothered by. I think Damien is smart. I just think he makes bullshit comments just to fuck with shit. Yeah, it is what it is. Because some of the comments are so outlandish that you have to
talk about the Vikings. He started talking about the Vikings, and Stat Guy almost blew a gasket.
Man, you talk about the Vikings. I don't know, man. Stat Guy, man, he really gets sensitive about them Vikings, man. I used to get like that about the Cowboys, and then after a while, I started saying, you know what, this is just ridiculous. I'm waiting for too much energy on this.
It's about the Astros.
Oh. Whoa.
Sorry, don't want to ruin your night.
That was a little too close to home on that one, okay? A little too close to home over there. I need you to back it up a little bit, okay?
Yeah.
But no, seriously, no. But think about this. Okay, just hear it's strategy, Gonzo. If you play good, but you don't. If you play good but you don't get it, then you don't get the quarterback you're looking for. You're going to do one or two things, right? You're either going to build to the draft or you're going to find a guy in free agency. Well, you obviously have seen guys come to free agency, and you guys aren't exactly big players when it comes to trying to get Matt Ryan, but you kind of get Matt Ryan at the end. Phillip Rivers, but you kind of got Phillip Rivers at the end. I mean, I don't know. It's because I know you guys don't want to hear the word tank, but I think you got one or two choices. Either A, you tank, you get the number one spot. B, you play good and you see what you can grab in the middle rounds in terms of quarterback. Or C, you do like you do this year. If you could find this lightning in a bottle next year, it'd be better. Where you're at number 4, where maybe you package some picks with the number 4 pick, you move up to the 1 and get the guy you're trying to get, right? I mean, that's really about the only ways you can do it.
Oh, yeah. Before we get out of here, let's talk a little NCAA basketball. Got March Madness bracket came out last night. What'd you think of the bracket? I think Purdue got a pretty bad draw for being a number 1 seed. Especially I played Memphis.
You know what? I have not actually seen the. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick.
Oh, yeah, looked at a bracket.
Let me ask you: is the Houston?
Hey, listen, man. Look, guys, I've been busy all day, man. You don't know. I barely had time to change out my underwear and take a decent shower. Okay, Blue's lucky he even ate today. Okay. Let me pull it up just real quick. NCAA bracket. Let me take a look at this real quick. So it doesn't say Alabama's not assigned. Well, the one I'm looking at on ESPN, they don't have Alabama assigned to anybody.
Yeah,
that's the playing game. They play.
Okay.
They play winner of there's two playing games tomorrow and 2 playing games on Wednesday.
So they're undecided. Okay, I got you. Damn, Virginia's got Furman. Oh, that's an easy one for them, unless they do something.
A lot of people think Furman might be Virginia.
I mean, hey, look, every year somebody looks like a donkey. Could be Virginia. Could be. Baylor's got UCSB. Okay. Arizona's got Princeton. Wow. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Purdue, they get the play in. So Purdue, I mean, unless Purdue just goes lightly, they should.
Yeah,
That
but
should
look
be
at
Yeah, but look who Purdue might get the second round.
Look at the rest of that bracket, though.
Well, if Purdue does win, then they play the winner of Memphis and FAU.
That Memphis team is dangerous.
Oh, I know. Oh, you ain't gotta tell me because Houston lost to them in the bracket. So you ain't gotta tell me nothing about. Look, I didn't want to talk about this, Gonzo, you son of a bitch.
Well,
No, hold on, Tony.
Houston's
Hold on,
missing a
Tony.
player.
No, Chris want to come out here and be a dick. He almost spit that shit up. I almost had him. Tony, you almost spit that shit up. I knew it too. I was trying to time it out just perfectly when he was in mid-gulp. But no, man, look, I didn't even want to talk about this today because I was still a little angry, a little sensitive. Frankie over there hit me up and messaged, hey, Jay, did you see what happened to Houston? Hey, Jay, did you see what happened to Houston? You son of a bitch. But anyway, hold on.
I wasn't even thinking that Memphis was ones to beat Houston, but I was just thinking that Memphis is going to be a tough matchup for Purdue. But Houston didn't have their best player yesterday, so
The reason I was thinking Memphis, I know Houston didn't have the best player, but they had just played. Memphis just played Houston in overtime not too long ago too. So
yeah, they did. Memphis. Hey, look. People don't understand. Memphis is a good team. They don't get as much credit as they should. Look, Memphis and Houston, and throughout the history of basketball, they've always played each other hard. Memphis and Houston in basketball have always played. I don't know what it is, but they always play each other pretty damn tough.
Yeah, I think Marquette's in that side of the bracket too.
Marquette's never.
Hey, I'll tell you this, guys. Hey, look, number what? I think they're number 2 or number 5. Duke's got Oral Roberts. I don't know about you guys, but Oral Roberts, number 1, sounds like toothpaste. Number 2, I would never want to go to a university where the first word in the university is oral. I don't like anything that has the word oral in front of it. I'm just saying.
Shit.
But then you got Kansas State. Kansas State gets what? Montana State? Okay. Michigan's got USC. And then Houston gets Northern Kentucky. So, okay, that's cool. And then we get the winner of Iowa and Auburn.
David. Put that shit up there.
I got banned for 5 minutes. Feel like what's that say? What's he saying? A Chico?
El Chapo.
El Chapo is what he's trying to say.
Feel like El Chapo in prison. 21 Gino 22. Card, damn it. Laugh out loud.
I love that. That's pretty good, David. I like that.
He's good for one every once in a while. Let me tell you. Yeah. Let me ask you this.
Indiana plays Kent State.
You said what now?
IU, we play Kent State first game.
You know what? I would do anything.
Friday
I would
night.
love anything.
This is the time?
9:55.
Yeah, damn game don't start till 10 o'clock Friday night.
Hey, I'm gonna give you one real quick. You know who I think? You know what I think the first bracket bust is? Is when Arkansas and I think there may be some bracket busts before then, but I think what'll be a big bracket bust is when Arkansas plays Kansas in that second round. I think Arkansas beats Kansas.
I know Texas put it on Kansas's ass the other night.
Yeah, Arkansas has 2 lottery picks on their team right now for next year's or this upcoming draft.
Are you
in bed in Atlanta by then?
Yeah, he's going to the race.
What's a sheesh? I know what sheesh is. What's a sheesh? Is that
You have
something
to ask
different?
Glenn about sheesh.
Is that Creole? What is that?
Are you women got number 1 seed?
Yeah, I seen how you women got number 1.
TCU gets the play in. Gonzaga gets Grand Cayman. UCLA gets US. I see this first round, unless somebody just really pulls one out of their ass, I see this first round being kind of predictable. I don't think there's going to be too many upsets coming this first round.
You got to watch out for some of the 7 and 10 and 8 and 9 games because them Big Ten teams are going to be tough in those games.
I agree. Yeah,
13 beats a lot of teams.
But what I'm saying is like a number 7 versus a number 8. I don't look at that as like an upset and a bracket. I mean, it could be, depending on how I guess you do your bracket, but I mean, those are very, whatever. I think the ups. I don't know. I mean that those 7 and 8 games are, when they're that close together in their rankings, those are the ones I think that. Well, actually, I should say those are the ones that typically would bust a bracket because they're going to either go one way or the other because they're so evenly matched in those.
We get a lot. It seems like every year, Jay, we get a lot of number 12 seeds beat 5 seeds.
Well, that's true as well. I mean, it can happen. It can happen.
Glenn said,
God, I would love for the first upset to be against Alabama. Oh, God, could Alabama, please, for the love of God, screw up or something? I don't know, some kind of way. Because up until Alabama gets beat, Frankie's going to be running in the chat at 90 miles an hour, man. He's going to be all over the place.
Have you ever went and watched the race there in Atlanta?
Frankie's an Alabama fan?
Oh, yeah.
Where's he
Frankie,
from?
big time. He's Alabama. That's his college team is Alabama. Frankie all over the map when it comes to.
He's from Connecticut?
New York.
From New York. He's a Patriots fan. What's his baseball team? Yankees.
Hey, look, he's Patriots, Yankees. Hey, Patriots, Yankees, Lakers, Bruins, and Alabama. I don't know who his soccer team is. I don't even think he knows what his soccer team is.
He just picked teams winning at the time?
Pretty much.
That sound like
if you're a top-notch team,
you're gonna pick him.
Frankie's there.
You
ain't never gonna see a Syracuse Frankie. Okay, that ain't gonna happen.
Hey Jay, have you ever been to a race there at Atlanta?
No, but I've heard they're pretty good.
Glenn's going to one next weekend.
Yep, he'll be there.
Or this weekend.
This weekend.
Yeah, this weekend.
That's what's up. They just had that race in Vegas not long ago, wasn't it? Wasn't there just a race that just came out of Vegas here recently?
Yeah, and he was. Glenn was at Daytona.
Yeah, he goes to Vegas for races, for basketball games. He went to see the Fever play at Vegas before. Yeah. He goes to Daytona. He goes all over the place. And that's a nice lifestyle when you can gallivant to different games. Tony, you need new glasses. Yeah.
Every time you lean forward, it's like your whole face just compacts.
It does.
It's like your nose disappears and your eyes meet your lips.
It does. I know it does. Sorry.
It's just every time you do that, it just makes me laugh.
Well, I don't know why the hell.
It makes me want to get you a pair of bifocals.
No, but I'll tell you how stupid I am, Jay. It's right in front of me on the big TV. I could see it right in the fucking big TV, but I'm looking at this little ass screen. I'm a moron.
Well, I'm not going to call you that because you're Gonzo's daddy, and that would be damn disrespectful.
Yeah, it's up on
the screen. I can see it right there.
It's up on a 55-inch TV right in front.
If you got a 55-inch screen TV, why are you squinting?
Because I'm a moron.
He's looking at the laptop.
I mean, let's be honest. Can you even see the laptop? I mean, you're kind of sitting low over there. It's like you have a better vantage point of the big screen.
I do. That's true.
It's okay, Tony. You're old. It is what happens when you get old. It just is what it happened. It is what it is, Tony. It ain't gonna get any better. But if you wait long enough, there is a new medically procedure where it's going to be able to euthanize old people when it gets to a certain level. So just hang around a little bit longer, man. You'll be all right.
Euthanize? Damn. I don't want that.
Hey, listen. Hey, I'm not too far behind you. You're only 9 years ahead of me. So I'm almost – look, I just got my first AARP – no shit. I got my first AARP card in the mail yesterday. In the mail. I looked at my wife and I said, damn, let's go Gold Corral. It's half off, damn it.
Let's go Gold Corral.
You know how long I've been waiting for? Hell, I got Colonial Life Insurance calling me. Hey, you can get that $9.95 plan. You're 50 to 85 years old. You're good. I told my wife.
You probably got, what's that one insurance on TV all the time? The football player's always trying to get, but he's not a veteran, so he can't get it.
Oh, you're talking about Gronkowski. That's USAA.
Yeah, he's always trying to get USSAA. Yeah. I
just, man, my wife told me yesterday, she's like, are you getting the $9.95 plan? I said, fuck you. That's like, hey, my wife's about a year and a half younger than me. And I said, look, you're almost there too. Stop talking about it.
So what do you think? You think Houston's going to make it to the Final Four?
You know,
Well, let me ask you.
I think they do. I think they got the team to do it.
Is that player going to be all right? I mean, is he going to be there for the tournament? They have a player out.
As far as I know, yes. I have not heard anything to suggest otherwise. But then again, I mean, I don't know. So, do I think Houston can make the Final Four, Tony? I think they can. I think they have the team to make the Final Four. Damn, the problem with it is, and a lot of people, and I hate to say this because it makes me so angry, but a lot of people have a very good point when they say that, Houston has had a softer schedule than, a lot of the other higher ranked teams out there, and I Kansas and so forth. And I get what they're saying. I do. I understand what they're saying.
According to Stat Guy, the strength of schedule, they had a pretty good schedule.
I felt like they did. I felt like Houston had a good schedule. But you're always going to have those people out there that are going to tell you that, well, you're not in the SEC, you're not playing SEC like teams. But truthfully honest with you, the ones that win the damn national title aren't even really truly SEC teams. A lot of them, they're like the Dukes or the UConns or the Gonzagas or, Baylor got a damn national title. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's a lot of non-SEC teams that get in. Michigan usually is in there. You know what I'm saying?
I got to address Damien here. He's talking about where I'm sitting at, that I'm in a kid's seat. No, I'm not in the kid's seat, but I'll be honest.
Oh, shit.
I'm sitting on a damn pillow. All right?
And it's not because he has hemorrhoids.
No, so I can get up a little higher. I'll be honest. I don't give a shit. That's one thing these young dudes don't understand. I'm old. You can't say too much that's going to offend me. And with my dad and my 4 brothers I had, if I wasn't equipped to handle these young pussies, then I'd be in trouble.
Oh no, trust me. Trust me. I know you got a thick skin, Tony.
Houston's not going to make the Final Four, Jay.
Uh-oh.
IU's going to put them out in the Sweet 16.
Oh, baby.
The fuck are we talking about? What are we talking about? Where does ASAP find these people? Is there a screening process? Do we do a sports analysis check on these people? Are we at the bottom of the rung? Are we like Spotlight now? Are we like Sports Empire now? What exactly are we when we get this level of competency here at All Sports, All Plays Network?
You guys might be bottom of the rung. That was bad, Jay. That's why it was bad.
I'm just saying the vetting process and the hiring part is not exactly thorough.
I love you guys. I think you guys are fantastic. Last Friday was bad.
Hey, all I know, Tony, is you got grandfathered in because at this point, I saw in the new application, you got to be 5'7" to get a job at ASAP.
I get some stilts.
No, seriously, I could see it being IU and Houston and playing each other in the Sweet 16.
If it is, I swear to God, Gonzo, me and you are going to do a watch along. If it's IU and Houston, we're going to do a watch along just so I can see the look on your face.
Don't know yet because that'd be Sweet 16.
God, well, hey, look, one way or the other, we're going to find out, gentlemen. Hey, by the way, is it March Madness? Does that start this weekend? Is March Madness start this weekend, or is that a next week?
Oh, it starts
Thursday.
You got the playing games Tuesday and Wednesday, and then the first round of the actual tournament starts Thursday.
So we kick off first round on Thursday.
Yes.
Oh, wow, man. Okay, hey, Thursday it is. Damn it. That's gonna be a hellified unscripted show because I'll be having that on the sideline. Damn, what a time to be alive, man. Oh. So Puerto Rico puts a combined perfect game on Israel at the World Baseball Classic. What a time to be alive.
United States won.
What a time to be alive, man. I still can't believe that the 49ers think that Darnold was a good move.
Yeah,
I mean, you really got to be pretty damn desperate at the QB positioning if you're giving Garoppolo an opportunity at your team. I'm just saying that's like, I mean, not Garoppolo, Darnold. I meant to say Darnold. I was looking at a picture of Garoppolo. I think my brain was not on the same sync. But yeah, Darnold. I mean, if you're giving Darnold,
he's coming in as a backup and hoping that you don't.
Even still, oh my God, you saw what happened to the 49ers last year. Could you imagine if Purdy gets hurt and then you throw it down to Darnold? Oh shit!
Darnold, it can't be no worse than what happened to him because he ain't gonna be no bit worse than Johnson or not throwing the ball at all.
Yeah.
Oh no, trust me. Hey, look, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. But I think that, you know, at some point, I don't know, man. 49ers got bad luck. I mean, do you carry 3 quarterbacks just in case?
I would.
Damn.
I think it's going to be a good match. Anytime you put Edge in the Hell in a Cell.
And the rumor is, I think it'd be cool. They're talking about Finn being the demon and Edge being Brood, dressed up as Brood. So I think it'll be good in Hell in a Cell. I think that's when Hell in a Cell should be. I don't think they should have a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view.
Well, we got to see Edge and Taker in Hell in a Cell. Now
have a big feud and have it, you know.
Excuse me.
Glenn said he thinks it's going to be a hell of a match.
I think so too. Well, okay, hey, Damon, what do you think about the fact that it looks like maybe no Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania this year?
Oh yeah, got hurt.
Well, rumors got
hurt. I
still
want to get you guys' opinion on Jake Paul and the run-in with Mayweather at that Miami Heat game, and both of them saying they wanted to fight each other in a rule-sanctioned bout. Do you think that was just a bunch of BS hype between the two of them, or do you think that will actually come to fruition?
Wouldn't Paul be too big for him?
I don't know how much more Floyd's weighing at these days.
He's not that tall.
But I think it might be. It might be. They might be in 2 different weight classes, though.
I think he's. I don't know why.
I don't see Floyd doing it just because Paul's lost some of his hype by losing, for one. And if Floyd's one that has everything to lose, because you go in there and you get your only loss on your record to a guy that has a handful of fights, maybe one actual fight. You know what I mean? That'd be a tough way to lose your undefeated record.
And he's really never had a legit fight. I mean, he's just fighting some guys out of the UFC. I mean, these aren't like legit sanctioned bouts.
I'll give him one. He's had one with Fury.
Tommy Fury.
And he lost.
Well, that's true. That's true. I mean, you got to give him that one. That's for sure.
And he lost that one. So.
Yeah, I'm not real big on the Paul brothers either, Damian. To be honest with you, I'm not big on either one of them. I mean, I think is it Logan Paul that's over there in the WWE, right? Yeah. Is that the right one? Okay. Yep. I think, him over there in WWE, he's not doing a bad job with the entertainment life, but in terms of serious fights, yeah, he's a joke.
He's gonna be in WrestleMania
against Seth Rollins. I think that's gonna be a real good match too.
Yeah, and that's where I think Logan Paul, he can excel in the WWE because that's still the entertainment world. Whereas boxing, it's not that sport's not entertainment, but it's a different type of entertainment, right? You know what I'm saying? And I think the Logan brothers do good with scripts and playing storylines. I mean, that's right up their alleyway. But to jump in the ring with a professional boxer, I mean, I will give Jake Paul his credit with Fury. I mean, he gave him a good boxing fight. But again, Fury's not really truly a ranked boxer. He's trying to get into it. I think now he's a ranked boxer, but, he's not like a top-ranked guy. He's at the bottom of the feeding barrel, It
ain't like he was in there with Tyson Fury.
Good God, could you imagine that? Jesus. That would be a bloodbath.
Have they set a date yet for that?
I haven't heard a date yet.
I'm ready for that fight.
I think we all are.
Big UFC this weekend as well.
Let's go at it now.
Edwards and of course I can't remember the other guy's name now. Hold on, I'll tell you the title fight.
I know who it is, but I can't pronounce it, so I'm not gonna say it.
Tell me who it is. No, I don't have to look it up.
Alessandro, and then whatever his name is. Like I said, I can't pronounce it. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Well, hey, what help is this, Jay, if he can't pronounce it?
Hey, I'm half American, can't speak either. So leave me alone.
It's Usman. It's Leon Edwards against Kamaru Usman.
Yeah, Usman. Okay.
Then in the co-main event, you have Justin Gaethje against Fiziev, and you have Gunnar Nelson against Barberena. Yeah, it's a pretty good card. I won't get to watch it because it starts at 5 in the evening, and I have a wrestling show that evening.
Oh wow. Okay.
We'll be at Shamrock Shakedown.
Yep.
Shamrock Shakedown. Now that'll be the day after St. Patty's Day.
It'll be March 18th.
Green beer for everybody.
God, man. You know, I swear, man, Tony, you'd be the best leprechaun on St. Patty's Day. Man. You can make so much money, man. Seriously, I would love to just paint your ass green, throw you in that little suit with the little curled up shoes.
We'll paint my ass green.
Hey, you know how we have the Santa Rob Indy? You can be Tony the Leprechaun.
Tony the Leprechaun, yeah.
Hey, listen, and Mexicans and Irish, y'all both are Catholics, so you don't even have to convert.
Bravo.
Hey, you don't even have to convert. You can still go to confession and everything. Let me ask you a question. When you go to the little confessionals in there, when you go to the little confessionals in there, and the seat doesn't quite go up to where the little window is there, does a priest ever get mad at you because he says hello and he can't see you?
Yeah. Shamrock Shake. They had that Shamrock Shake at McDonald's.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're gonna bring that back this year.
Oh man, I do remember that too. They have that here too.
Yeah,
Shamrock
New Era
Shakedown,
Wrestling,
baby.
but that's the name. It's New Era Wrestling, but that's the name of the show is Shamrock Shakedown.
Shelbyville, Indiana.
He says,
Hey Jay, we got to see Brian Pillman Jr. Wrestle this weekend.
really? Where was it? Where is it in
the
Indiana?
Yeah, got to see him last weekend in the main event.
It was at the same shows that Chuckles that we showed you earlier.
the same show you was at.
Oh, really? Okay. Hey,
I think
did he come by the table? Did y'all get to interview him at all, or talk to him, or?
Well, I mean, he shook my hand and told me hi and stuff. But I mean, I think I tagged you in the match when I shared it earlier on Facebook.
Was this today?
Yep.
All right, I'll go back to it. My phone's been in and out all day. My internet's been in and out all day.
I separated it in the matches and was sharing some of them on Facebook earlier, and I thought,
Damien.
Yeah, I saw that.
It sounds like
Yes, it was a great main event, Glenn.
It was.
There's Stat Guy. It says USA's 3 outs away from Mercy Rule and Canada 12-1.
I'm telling you, listen, they need to Mercy Rule this game, honestly, because damn.
Oh, fuck.
What do you do?
My neck popped. Oh shit. That hurt.
Hey, Stat Guy, Damien said you suck.
Oh. Instigator, man.
I'm just trying to hey, I came from a long line of instigators.
Yeah.
Tony, you about to
your brother got me in a lot of shit with his instigating.
Oh, I know.
And it turned put you in some shit.
Oh yeah,
because you were the one that ran the baseball league.
my dad and my brothers, man, I tell you, the king of the instigators. I learned from the best.
Oh man, dude, my uncle would almost get me killed at baseball games, Jay. I'd be umpiring, and my uncle, he'd be outside the backstop, and he'd be on, "Come on, Blue, the home cooking." And he'd get the fans believing that I was really cheating.
Yeah, he said the umpire
and they'd get mad at me.
Yeah, he said the umpire sucks. He's cheating. And he just saying that stuff to get them going. And then they would try to get at him. And then my brother would start trying to fight him. I said, you can't start the shit and then want to fight the people when you're the one who instigated it. Because I remember
and Tony's over there. Tony's over there thinking like, man, how the hell did I get this Gonzalez family tree? How do I get myself into this stuff? Wow. Stat guy. Tony said the Vikings are ass. He said you can't spell Vikings without anus.
Oh, wow. I don't think that's what he said, but okay.
Oh Lord.
All right, let's get the final thoughts.
Hey, he said when you go to a Vikings game, they give you free rolls of Charmin.
Clint says the weather's messing with both of you. I guess that's why your neck popped.
Oh man, that fucking hurt.
I didn't know what the hell happened.
I turned my head and it felt like it broke my fucking neck.
I told you, man, you got to stretch. Gonzo, you're not stretching enough, man. You ain't got enough meat on your bones to support that. You got to stretch better. Is that right, Blue? Fucking lazy.
Hey,
Jay, I could barely put my fucking shoes on without falling. Okay.
Hey, speaking of Blue had my wife. Blue had my wife cracking up tonight or earlier today. We was watching. I had it on the big screen in there. We was watching the show, and Blue barked pretty loud. And you turned your head, and she said he about broke his neck. He was cracking up laughing.
Hey, look, hold on.
What's he doing?
I don't know what he's doing.
You muted yourself, man.
I think he's trying to show Blue.
Oh. Laying over on the couch. He's going to pick up he's lost his damn.
There's Blue. Oh, Blue.
You muted us.
Oh, shit.
Now you are muted.
Now you're back.
Hey, listen, he will sit on that couch all day, all night. He'll get up to eat and shit, and I swear to God, he won't leave off that damn couch.
Yeah, I walked out there and she said, Jay about broke his neck when his dog barked.
Yeah, we was laughing at you, Jay.
Yeah, man. Hey, but I'll tell you, man, that's an old trusty watchdog. You ain't coming to his house without Blue knowing about it. He might be old and crusty, but he still got some cat-like reflexes.
All right, you got any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Man, listen, the only final thought I got is catch us tomorrow at 1 o'clock for Afternoon Blitz. And don't forget to check out Unscripted tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And, yeah, man, it's going to be a good show.
Yeah, and then also tomorrow's what, Tuesday?
Yep.
Okay, so not
Yes,
tomorrow,
sir.
Wednesday. Wednesday at 6:30, we have a pro wrestler, Tommy Gage, will be joining us. He's been in the business, I know, at least over 16, 17 years. So come join us for that. Thursday, we have Blake Money Wright, #1 overall pick. And then Saturday, live pro wrestling for New Era Wrestling, Shamrock Shakedown. Times at 7.
See, the coach just got gay.
Yep. 4-year deal.
I had to say it that way. Just got gay.
4-year deal.
Yep, 4-year deal.
But we appreciate everybody watching. Please hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room, at the All Sports All Plays Network, at Unscripted. Like, follow Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram at Gonzo Sports Room. That's where I post everything about all of our shows. Jay, appreciate you coming on.
Yep.
Like Jay said, we'll be on tomorrow 1 for ASAP Afternoon Blitz. And also we have Easy Money, a sports betting show tomorrow at 3. So join us for that. But hope everybody has a great night. We'll see you guys on Wednesday for another episode of GSR.